These days, French cleats have become pretty popular among various YouTubers and really in the overall maker movement, but mostly in the context of cleat walls. This is a big thing online. Folks put rows of wood strips all over their walls, and they make all sorts of handy tool holders that may be hung and arranged however they like. They look great if you're into that type of thing, and they can be a pretty useful way of organizing tools. I know I'm much more likely to put away a tool if it has a place on a wall because I hate seeing that spot empty. But I don't use French cleats to hang tools. To me, the French cleat isn't a modular tool organization system. It's a method of hanging cabinets and shelves and other large and heavy objects on the walls of your shop, home, or office. In fact, I really don't like to build wall cabinets without French cleats. What makes the French cleat system work? Imagine you built a cabinet that has to be hung on a wall. Now it can be challenging to hold a heavy cabinet in place while you level it and drive screws through the back rail and into the wall studs. A French cleat changes everything. It consists of two strips of wood with beveled edges. One attaches to a wall with the sharp edge pointing upward and sloping up and away from the wall. Let me tell you, it is far easier to level and screw down a simple strip of wood to a wall than it is a row of cabinets. The second strip attaches to the back of the cabinet, and the sharp edge points downward and slopes down and away from the cabinet. Now, hanging the cabinet is as easy as dropping one strip onto the other. The weight of the cabinet, combined with those interlocking bevels, will hold it in place. French cleats really pay off when you have several cabinets to hang in a row because all of them can be attached to a single long cleat. So this allows you to kind of shift and move them around until you get them exactly where you want them before screwing them in place permanently. There are some things you have to consider though. For one thing, the cleat creates a gap between the cabinet and the wall. To keep the cabinet from tipping forward, you have to add a second non-beveled strip near the bottom. Another way to deal with this problem is to cut notches in the side panels when you build each cabinet so you can mount them fully in contact with the wall. In this case, it made it possible to use the wall itself as the cabinet's back. The second issue concerns that same gap between the cabinet and the wall. It doesn't look great from the side. Even the cutout version isn't something you'd want to see in a nice kitchen. This is usually solved by adding a cover panel to the side of the last cabinet in the row, covering the gap. But it may also be dealt with during cabinet construction. If you have only one cabinet to hang, the cleat can be mounted flush with the back edges of the side panels. The mating cleat on the wall can be slightly less than the width of the cabinet, so it may fit in that same space between the two side panels and invisible from the outside. Cleat walls are great, but don't forget how French cleats may be useful for all sorts of other challenging situations.